Ever wanted a really expensive fish, but you're really not trying to spend no $24? I'm finna show you how to finesse them for free. You can bring a backpack or just honestly use a cup.
This is really messed up. So my first grade teacher had ALS or something, and I think she couldn't stand. So one day I fell asleep in class and I got in trouble, so I told her if she doesn't stop talking, I'll take the batteries out of her wheelchair. Okay, was that supposed to be funny? Because that just sounds crappy. It just sounds like you were a crappy 6-year-old. Oh, wait a minute. This is an identity for you, huh? Oh, you're such an evil person, but also kind of funny. You're not funny. That's not funny. Being a mean person isn't funny. It's not a character trait. You're just terrible, and you're finding a reason to justify that by saying that that's some sort of personality type. It isn't. You're just crappy. Gen Z calling Bill Burr a racist? This is Bill Burr and his beautiful wife, Nia. While I'm not suggesting Bill Burr is a racist, a white man having a non-white wife can sometimes be a sign of racism. So you shouldn't assume someone isn't racist just because they own a minority sex servant. They might... What? It's so funny that when you come across anti-racists, specifically on Twitter or in person, you come to find out quickly that they are some of the most racist people on the planet. This person, with his whole chest, just called Bill Burr's wife a sex servant and essentially insinuated that it's racist for a white man to date outside of his race. You cannot win. It's racist to date exclusively within your race, and now it's racist to date outside of your race. That is insane. These people are fucking insane. Yo, 24 hours homeless. How much money did I make? I hope you gave all that money back because you just bragged about scamming people. That's what you just did. You made a video about scamming people. Nice people who thought you were homeless and gave you some money to help you out. But no, you're a wealthy YouTuber. So you're just bragging about committing crimes. Crimes against people who are kind-hearted and thought that you actually had, issues and some struggles and wanted to alleviate some of that for you with a couple bucks. I couldn't imagine selling my dignity down a river for a crumb of clout, a crumb of fame. But hey, I guess you're just that vapid and stupid. Oh, this can only go one way. People who think zoophilia is intrinsically abusive would probably be dumbfounded to find out how often it's the animal looking for sex and the human zoophile groaning and saying they haven't got the energy. These people, and I am stretching the definition of people to include these degenerate pond scum, really go out of their way to justify their abuse of innocent creatures by saying that the dogs, cats, whatever, want it. And in reality, it's the human that's saying no. What type of perverse rationalization is that? How does someone come to such a deplorable conclusion like that? What type of thought process can conjure such a degenerate justification by literally saying that the dog wants it? Are you fucking serious? These people are the embodiment of disgust, and it always gets worse when I come across posts about these people. Each post is always worse. When are we going to talk about the fact that having a crush is literally a form of sexual harassment? Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Personally, I love it when people use terms like sexual harassment incorrectly and misuse them, thereby watering it down to such a degree that no one takes it seriously anymore. Don't you love that? Because no, having a crush on a woman isn't sexual harassment. Maybe I'm in the wrong, but having thoughts in my head don't affect anybody. Me thinking that I want to date this girl or that I find this girl to be attractive isn't affecting you because you literally don't know. Unless you are Professor X and you can read my mind, you don't know. So what is this? What does this fucking mean? Are you serious? Stop watering down the term sexual harassment because there's women who genuinely are affected by that, who are now dealing with the fact that the world doesn't take them seriously because of people like you. 41-year-old unemployed Oxford graduate sues his parents to get a maintenance grant for the rest of his life. Get ready, this one's a doozy. A 41-year-old unemployed Oxford graduate has sued his parents and bid to force them to grant him financial support for life. The man claimed he was entirely dependent on his wealthy parents, who were based in Dubai. He further claimed that without the money from his mom and dad, his human rights would be violated. How? How will your human rights be violated if your parents don't pay for your life? I can see how you can make that conclusion by saying if I don't have money, I can't eat, or I won't have shelter, or I won't have access to the internet, you know, basic human rights. But you have an Oxford degree, a graduate degree, so you can get that all your own. I'm certain of it. But now I'm starting to think that maybe you didn't get into Oxford because you were smart, but because you were wealthy. And if that's the case, this whole situation makes a whole lot more sense. Because you know, deep down, that you do not have the skills to take care of yourself. I swear, this dude must have very, very little self-awareness to realize just how lame he is. Suing your parents so that you can have your whole life paid for. The audacity.
Tell me how you know your boyfriend won't cheat on you without telling me how you know your boyfriend won't cheat on you.
Every single stitch to this video is a girl filming her boyfriend and being like, ha, look how much of a fucking loser this guy is. He won't cheat on me because nobody else wants him. Fucking nerd. Not one video has been, oh, I know he won't cheat because he's so nice. No, it's always 10 out of 10 times because he's a fucking loser.
Dog owner who tied heavy rock to pet and threw it into river, fined 80 pounds. There are images, I'm not going to show you because it's awful. What I will say is that the dog is alive. The person who found the dog in the river found him just in time. Dog is alive and breathing. And I can't believe that this isn't a jail sentence in the UK. In the US, it would almost certainly be a couple $100 fine plus possible jail time for an action like this. Jesus, that dog deserves so much better. What's so hard about taking a dog to the pound or to a shelter if you can't take care of the animal anymore? Who jumps to the conclusion that they need to kill the animal in order to get rid of it? It's fucking awful. Woman sent 159,000 texts and broke into his home naked after one date. Yeah, of course she would. Look at her face. Look at her, she's crazy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's a science to it, and it could be completely subjective in my opinion. It could just be how I perceive. But the way that she looks so far gone. She looks very broken mentally in that image. It's something about her eyes, man. It's freaking me out. Sweet Jesus. Oh my God. And you're crying? It looks like you're tearing up in court, you fucking bastard. How are you going to be upset that you were caught for doing such a terrible thing? How dare you cry? And this post only gets worse because the caption is, kid's a pussy. How the fuck are you gonna be mad about that? Are you serious? This is a 14-year-old boy who's been taken advantage of by a sick individual. His life is ruined. He's gonna be 24, asking himself why he can't trust women and why he doesn't feel comfortable around women. He's going to be haunted by this for the rest of his life. And that's what you have to say? You just have envy for him. You want to experience that? You want to be a victim? Are you serious? Here's my Cash App. Hey, if you saw this and didn't send me anything during Black History Month, you hate black people. It's all so tiresome. People using racial, political discourse to earn money. I really hope white people didn't fall for this shit, because that's who the target is. It's like, oh, if you're white and you didn't donate to me, you're a racist. No, you're not. Don't let these people manipulate you and make you feel like you're a bad person because you didn't want to give a stranger online $5. You're not a bad person when you can point out a scam. And genuinely, if someone uses that type of ultimatum to get money out of you, they're being horrendously disingenuous and manipulative. Just letting you know. So if someone tells you if you didn't support a specific political group and you're a racist or you're a homophobe or you're an Islamophobe or whatever, just remind yourself that those people are some of the worst people on the fucking planet. Because it's normal and kids can consent. Shut up and deal with it, monkey. Racism and pedophilia? You're just speedrunning damnation, aren't you? And you know what the worst part of this entire post is? It's not even really the words, it's the fact that the person who put this on the subreddit went out of their way to block the PFP and username. Why did you do that? Why are you trying to protect these people from criticism? Or maybe you're just afraid that people are going to attempt to dox this guy or harass this person. But in my opinion, that's just an occupational hazard for being a pedophile. I would assume that these guys expect some sort of social ramifications, some consequences for their sick activities. As of late, there's been a lot of videos on the subreddit showing people abusing Uber drivers. And a lot of the Uber drivers are Asian or Middle Eastern. And it's been a quiet issue that I haven't been aware of, and I'm sure you guys aren't aware of either. It's really terrible because I haven't seen any news organizations talk about this, or any wide-scale movements online talking about how Asian and Middle Eastern Uber drivers are being abused during rides. And it's genuinely terrible. It truly begs the question why nobody cares. It's just very strange, given that a lot of news organizations are very progressive, yet they aren't going out of their way to cover these stories. It's almost like they're trying to just sweep it under the rug or act like it's not even happening. Teacher's aide staples piece of paper to a disabled child's head as a reminder. A reminder of what? A reminder of what? What could you possibly remind a child by stapling a piece of paper to their head? What could possibly be the lesson? That is some seriously sadistic shit. You are certainly something else, because I have never heard of this happening before. This is new. This is novel for me. I hope to God they throw you under the fucking jail. You ever just ride the bus, look down, and see disease? Because those are all used heroin needles that someone just crammed into the floor. So yeah, that's great. That's just, that looks so nasty. Speedo wearing Dr. Phil Guest, 37, who legally changed his name to Sexy Vegan and had it tattooed on his face, is arrested for sexually assaulting his pet pit bull and posting a video of the act on social media. Oh, I guess we've come to the end of that character arc, huh? I remember watching that Dr. Phil episode, and this is how the story ends, with, this dude sexually assaulting his dog. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if this guy is mentally disturbed. The stuff that he did to himself for fame and, attention online is so wild and so strange. I don't think anybody who is mentally sound would ever do something like this. So yeah, this is just throwing me for a loop. I don't even know what to say. Remember this little story? You know, how Twitter refused to remove CP because it didn't violate its policies? It still hasn't been resolved. The teen and the teen's family, who's requesting to have the images taken down from the website, have been completely ignored. Twitter to this day has refused to take it down.
So I normally don't do this on TikTok, but today I am livid. So I want your opinion to see if this kind of thing is justified. So I work at a retail store, and I've worked there now for like a year and a half. Well, I'm moving these racks and I didn't want to hit anyone, so I kind of looked to each side to see if anyone's on the other side to see if I can move it. Well, I look this way and I end up seeing someone, so I stop and I don't move it. Well, she instantly looks at me and says, "Can I help you with something?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was just going to move the rack and I want to make sure I didn't hit anyone." Well, then she says, "I want to put a corporate complaint against you for racial profiling because apparently I looked at her the wrong way and was assuming she didn't have money." I would never just assume someone doesn't have money by what they look like. That is stupid. Well, I had to give a whole statement about the thing, and overall, they called me up today and fired me due to me looking at someone and being racist. So, do you think that's justified, or do you think that's wrongful termination? Because I'm pissed.
Your dog is peeing on my friend's memorial. Please stop. I'm starting to think that people don't have a general awareness of things. That they just exist in the world. They just do things. They don't really have a thought about what they're doing or any thoughts considering their actions. No, it's just people existing. Because I would think if I'm outside with my dog and my dog needs to use the bathroom, I wouldn't let them just use the bathroom on a statue or on a bench or anything like that, because those are things that have purpose and you don't want to destroy or disrespect those things. So the people who are peeing on this memorial either couldn't care less or are genuinely unaware of their surroundings and they just exist in the world doing things without a care or a thought to how their actions affect others. Watched a baby get a circumcision today. Boys, you do deserve that pain right after birth. Yeah, it's about as painful as seeing your dad walk out on you, and I'm sure you know that pain. Imagine being so broken and hurt that you're willing to apply your feelings about men onto a baby boy. You have some serious resentment issues and you need to see a therapist today. Ooh, throwback. I've shown you this post in the past, but now we're going to take a look at how people reacted to it, and it's disappointing. Is it bad that I saw this and thought, hey, good for her? Yes, actually. It's pretty terrible that you thought that. We're in a social climate right now where women have been through enough shit, and if they want to take a machete and rape a dude every now and then, all the power to them. They literally create life. I think they should get a pass sometimes. What a disgusting mindset. It is. It's pretty terrible. There's really nothing else that can be said. Just the fact that people believe this and people really think that women have a license to sexually assault and rape men just because they've been oppressed in the past is deplorable. No one has the license to rape anyone. But I guess these people feel like they're entitled to it because oppression or some shit. What the fuck? Hey, don't you dare rip everything off retail store shelves for jokes and laughs. Me and my coworkers now have to spend the entire night restocking everything, something that usually takes a day with planning, while also running a store. Gonna lose it. Hey, remember this? Yeah, we found him. I don't normally say this, but he almost sent my coworker to the hospital because she was panicking so bad. So, please report him.
Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things. I just wish things would get better. I'm trying to get rid of them, but nothing seems to stay the same. Woke up in the morning, doing my hair, makeup, getting my clothes on. Walking into school, thinking of what is going to happen next. Oh, whoa, things are just caught up in my...
Your landscaping is horrible. There's a whole lot of laziness going on here. You're dragging the value of our real estate down. If this isn't cleaned up in a week, I'm going to call the code enforcement, your neighbor. You know there were a million different ways for you to, confront your neighbor about this, or maybe even bring this up in normal conversation. Because trust me, I get it. There's some neighborhoods out there that have specific rules for high grass, where to put garbage, all that stuff. But there's multiple different ways for you to confront your neighbor about this, and you chose the worst way. An anonymous note written in all caps in red, and then you proceeded to insult them and threaten them. So yeah, you're a terrible person. You knew exactly what you were trying to do. You were trying to intimidate this person, and you didn't even have the balls to put your name at the bottom of your little letter. Hello neighbors of 430 Addy. Unfortunately, this is an upsetting note to write. Sometime last night or early this morning, a whole load of clothes from a dryer went missing. They're all gone. Please, if you took them in error, kindly return them to this laundry room in addition to my box of dryer sheets which were left in my wicker laundry basket. It would be the right thing to do, as it's good karma. These clothes are very precious to me, having been given to me by my friend who I recently lost to cancer. Again, I would love to have them returned. No questions asked. As much as you want it to be a mistake, it isn't. Someone took your dryer sheets too. Somebody just wanted some clothes and just took yours, which is strange. There's no guarantee that the clothes you stole will even fit you, so what's the point? I can't see any fetishy reasons why, because the clothes are clean. So this is just a really weird situation. It takes nothing to be considerate. I understand that you have a big truck, dude, but you couldn't find any other spot. This person parked there because they needed that extra space so that their wheelchair-bound family member could get into the car. This is extremely selfish. And I guess now they're just gonna have to wait outside until the guy comes back. And when he does, I really hope they all chewed him out. Woman who blackmailed couple over photos of dying child appeals against jail sentence. Oh, so this is gonna be a treat. A woman who blackmailed a grieving couple over a lost phone containing photos of their dying daughter is appealing against her jail term, saying the sentencing judge was overwhelmed by the crime. Why would you do that? You found somebody's phone and now you're asking for money because you know something on there is valuable? Are you serious? Are you serious? That's probably the only images that they have of that child, and you want some cash for it? Yeah, you deserve to go to jail for that. You are an awful person. Sometimes I forget that humans have an insane capacity to be malicious, to be very selfish, and to be very inconsiderate of their fellow man, and you somehow checked every single box.
bikini bottoms.
You just cussed the whole night around.
You're not doing your job. I'm 16. Is that how you talk to a 16-year-old? Is it really? Is it really? How old are you? Did she talk to you like that?
Don't address my daughter. Don't address my daughter.
What's the worst way someone told you, I don't love you, without saying, I don't love you? Well, he had an affair with my mother while I was pregnant with our 6th child. A SWAT team destroyed this innocent woman's house while chasing a fugitive, and the city refuses to pay for damages. Damn, how do you even fight something like that? I hope you can take the city to court, because there's no way that they can just refuse to pay to fix up your house after, I guess, barging in and knocking everything over, damaging walls, kicking in doors, all of that. No way can they refuse to pay you. You gotta take them to court. That's ridiculous. And what city would do that? Even PR-wise, that's bad. Truly, if the city didn't care, they should still pay, because it's just bad. It looks terrible. Elderly woman dies after receiving vaccination in Los Angeles County. Oh, wait a minute, that's not true, because her death does not appear to be related to the vaccine. So why did you write the article, NBC? Why did you tell lies, NBC? Isn't it a treat to read articles from the very news organizations talking about how it's so scary that the public is losing trust in the news media and journalism as an industry is being threatened because nobody's reading our articles anymore? And in the next breath, they say this shit. They create this shit, they post this shit, they publish this shit. Stalker sexually assaulted Japanese pop star after tracking her down by identifying a train station that was reflected in her eyeball in one of her social media selfies. That is so scary and grotesque that it sounds like a movie plot, or a plot from a crime drama on cable. It's just unbelievable that something like this can happen. You literally can't avoid that. Your eyes reflect light sometimes. That just happens. So if you take a picture, someone could literally just find you that way. That is terrifying to think about. Remember last year, that giant controversy in France about the teacher being beheaded for allegedly being Islamophobic in his classroom discussions? Well, a student admits to lying over claims of Islamophobia against beheaded teacher. Yep, it was all bullshit, and he was just murdered for no reason. The student accused a history teacher, Samuel Patty, of Islamophobia, which began a hate campaign that led to his brutal public beheading in October, has admitted to making up her story. The story was already bad. The fact that he was murdered for essentially saying words, and now he was murdered for nothing. At least before there was some tangible reason. Oh, and get this, he wasn't even alive long enough to even be proven guilty of his Islamophobia. It was all alleged, all hearsay, all rumor, and he died for that. And now it's a lie. Now we know that it was all a lie. What the fuck? Judge sentenced to 28 years for selling black teens to prisons. What? How does that even work? How can someone even do that? Clearly it's illegal because he's going to jail. I didn't even know that that was even possible, that you can sell prisoners, and in this case, specifically black teen prisoners, to other prisons. I didn't even know that this was an illegal practice. Bruh, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Stop being a child!
Grow up!
That was a life lesson for kids.
Can you make a male babysitter pay child support? I'm a single mom going to college with my sister. We currently rent an apartment together. A couple weeks ago, I asked my neighbor, a trustworthy guy, if he could watch the kids for 2 hours while I went to class and my sister wasn't home. And he agreed. If he babysits and doesn't accept pay, can I sue him for child support because he took on a fatherly role? I'm sure I can convince a court that he accepted a fatherly role. No, this can't work, right? This can't work. I'm not a lawyer person. If there are any family lawyers in the audience right now, could you explain to me or just tell all of us if this is even possible? God, I hope it's not. It's obvious that this woman's just trying to find someone to, foot the bill. And why isn't the biological father paying child support? Why is she over here trying to fish for a guy to pay child support? Jesus, please tell me that this doesn't happen. That this cannot happen. In my opinion, my uneducated, non-lawyer opinion, I think that most likely if she ever took this guy to court to sue him for child support, the existence of this post online would completely prevent her from doing that, because it's obvious that she's aware that he wasn't the biological father or is trying to be a father, accepting a fatherly role. So this guy is safe as long as this post remains online. Man jailed for 28 years after woman dreamed that he raped her is set to be freed. I initially thought that this was a fake story. It's really easy to fake a screenshot. Nope, the story is 100% real, and the dream was used as evidence because the woman couldn't remember the assault, and she happened to hear his name and see his face in her dream, and that was more than enough to send this man to prison for 28 years. The Denver Police Department, who arrested and charged this man, went on record saying that DNA that could have exonerated him 28 years ago was destroyed. So the only evidence they had to rely upon was the dream. The man only got a chance at a retrial because he got an anonymous letter from the actual rapist, essentially saying that, hey, it was me, my bad, I feel sorry that I had this giant weight on my chest. He took that letter to a lawyer, and now he's outside of jail, free for the first time in 28 years. Holy shit. A dream ruined this man's life. Will the person who is disposing of their dog poo over my wall please stop? It's disgusting. Molly has been called home to God. While our hearts are broken in a way that feels like they can never be mended, we take comfort knowing our Molly's 12 years were filled with love and joy. We're immensely blessed to be her parents. God isn't real. Learn some logic. And then you put a Wikipedia post. You are awful. You are terrible. These people are mourning the loss of their child, and that's what you have to say. You couldn't be nice for 10 seconds. You couldn't be compassionate for 10 seconds. And the funny thing is, I don't know how much recognition you got for this. I don't know how much attention you got for this. I hope you got none. I hope you were left in the dark, alone. Because let's be real here, that's what spurred this comment. You made this comment because you know that someone was going to react to it. You knew that you were going to get some sort of social reaction, some sort of social interaction, because otherwise you would have to sit alone in your room with nothing but your thoughts. Nothing but your failures and inadequacies. That's all you've got. So I hope the post gets you the attention that you wanted, but it's not going to be positive. But I guess social interaction is social interaction, right? You'll take anything. Beggars can't be choosers. Why? Why would you set somebody on fire? What do you get out of that? Jesus, the one thing about this subreddit is that it's a constant reminder that we just have nothing but predators and creatures on this planet waiting for their moment to hurt someone. I don't even want to know the motive, because what's the point? It's just tragic. Jesus. Dear public, out of curiosity, who do you believe? I'm glad to see that people believe Johnny Depp. I mean, this is some old stuff. A lot of people understand that he was abused and that Amber Heard is a terrible person. Oh, Depp's a pussy for being abused in the first place. And there it is.
Miss Salazar, I've been talking to you, Miss Salazar.
No, I can hear you a little bit.
You can hear me a little bit? Why didn't you answer all the times I spoke to you then? You know, thank you. Thank you. Why don't we talk sometimes? Why don't you email me? We'll set up a live Zoom, and we're going to have some real communication at some point in time, okay? Maybe you can have your counselor join us, okay? Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Do that.
Professor, she's actually hard of hearing, so her translator goes in a little bit late. She can't respond, like, right away.
She's not paying attention. She's not trying. Are you her translator, Abigail?
No, I'm not by
translator, but I have a translator next to me.
It's slower on her end because she needs to get it translated, and then it goes to her hearing piece.
Okay.
So her
Salazar, have your counselor speak with me because you've got too much distraction to even understand what's going on.
Yes, I do, because my translator is next to me explaining me everything that he's saying.
Okay.
So
Then maybe just have them teach you the whole class. That makes sense to me. I don't know. I don't understand it. But I see you laughing and smiling and giggling with somebody else. It doesn't seem to
I'm
me
in a
like
good mood. Like, why should I be in a bad mood?
you shouldn't be in a bad mood. You should be paying attention to class.
I'm in a good mood.
All right. Whatever. Okay. Wait, in your terms. Whatever.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not arguing.
I understand.
Damn.
Have your counselor talk to me. Period.
And earlier he was cussing at this.
Problem.
Have your counselor speak with me. Period.
I know. I have no problem. I don't know why you're arguing with me.
Okay. Okay.
Like I'm disrespecting you, and you're just like attacking me.
Okay. Okay.
I said okay.
I'm not attacking. Not attacking you. I'm just significantly disappointed in you.
Okay.
That's all. That's all it is. Not attacking you. All right. Forget the cross extensor reflex. It doesn't matter. You guys read about the cross extensor reflex. I hope you don't fall down. If you understand it, you'll recognize how you maintain your balance.
Mom heartbroken after toddler has $14,000 prosthetic legs stolen. Maybe I'm wrong, but aren't prosthetic legs custom? And if that's the case, you can't sell that leg to anyone. No one can get any use out of it, and it has a serial number on it, so whoever buys it from you is gonna go to jail as well. I'm starting to think that you probably stole this because you thought it was funny to see a disabled baby have trouble walking without their leg. That's what I think. I'm drinking and smoking because it's a boy. Pregnant model who had a boob job on the NHS says that she would have had an abortion if she'd known it wasn't a girl. So you're actively giving your child, your baby boy, fetal alcohol syndrome because you want a baby girl and not a baby boy. You're willing to give this boy permanent, lifelong disabilities because of your personal feelings about boys and men. That is the epitome of depravity. But in most terrible situations, there's a silver lining. At least he's alive. He now has the ability to be better than you. When he grows up and leaves you and becomes better than you, I'm almost certain that you're gonna wanna crawl back, acting like, oh, I loved you, I'm your parent, you're my little baby boy. When he's aware of what you tried to do to him when he was a fetus. In that moment, I hope that you gain a lesson. I hope that you learn just how awful you are, how terrible you are. But hey, I could be wrong. I put a lot of stake in the universe and karma because I think that everyone gets their comeuppance. Everyone. I only give money to Black and Hispanic homeless people because Mayo Monkey's got white privilege and can easily get a job. This is a giant public service announcement to people who type stuff like this or hold this type of opinion. If you don't know what's wrong with it, you're a bad person. You feel me? If you can genuinely look at somebody who's homeless, scoff at them, laugh and say that they have privilege and they can just get a job, right? Oh, if you're homeless, just get a home, feel me? If you say that and if you feel that way, you are a very bad person and you need help. You need some perspective. My boyfriend ran off with my mom, 44, when I was in hospital having our baby. He claimed her boyfriend and her mom started a secret relationship together during lockdown, with the couple laughing and flirting together while she was pregnant. Jesus, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I wonder how terrible this mother felt. While giving birth to your first child, your boyfriend is out having sex and dating your mom. How can anybody reconcile with that? In my opinion, the boyfriend would be dead. He's out. I'm taking that guy out. And to end today's video, we have this wonderful galaxy take off of Twitter. Homophobia is understandable, transphobia is not. There are so many reasons to hate gay people, most specifically white gays, but there's never a reason to be a transphobe. I really don't have anything to say. I don't know what there is to say about this statement. It's so stupid and so weird. I don't get it. Maybe she's had bad experience with gay people. Maybe she's just your typical progressive person who hates whites. What is it? What's the story? I need some context before I even have an opinion, because I don't have enough information to know whether or not this is a joke or the fact that she genuinely feels this way and is just dumb. She's just that retarded. God damn. What's up, everyone? It's your boy Ailurus, aka Panda Daddy, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, let me know in the comments down below. And leave a like if you like the video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, fam. What you doing watching videos and not subscribing? And if you're old, make sure you hit that bell so you get these notifications every time. Sorry about the delay with videos last week. I got hit with a community guideline strike and wasn't allowed to upload for a little bit. And then the strike was rescinded, but by then I didn't record anything, so had to upload all the stuff today. Sorry about the wait. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was worth the wait, and all that good stuff. Also, I've made a second channel for just random videos that aren't quite, you know, the Ailurus aesthetic, you know, the Reddit aesthetic. If you want to subscribe to that, links in the description and the pinned comment. It's called Ailurus Extra, where I upload extra things about me. I might upload vlogs or just memes like I did the other night. Anything that isn't necessarily, you know, Ailurus related. It's just extra things that fall out of my brain. I just want to share with the world. If you want to subscribe there, go ahead. I think we broke 1,000 subs like today, so because I let people know on the community tab. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe. Check a look at the first video. I'll upload there periodically from time to time, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. And as always, you gotta thank the Patreon supporters. So thank you to Donovan, Brett, Mina the Swift, Esau, Izuku, Darth Vader 12, Destroyer, Trey, Muffy Lou Who, Noah, Vermont, Ethan, John Robinson, Eva, Catherine Taylor, Arjun, Hannah, Keith, Will Billy, Dustin, and Hostmar. Thank you so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. And if you want to help support the channel, there are 2 links in the description, one to my merch store and one to my Patreon. Both funds go directly into the channel so we can maintain what's happening here. And as always, stay zesty.